Hello, Smite fans. Welcome to episode 8 of the Gank Right Lane podcast. Today, we're talking about SPL Week 1 and we're doing the predictions for SPL Week 2. How are you doing today, John?
Good man, how you been?
Doing all right.
Good, good. So what? We missed. Had a little bit of a break
Yep.
there. I guess a week. Missed the week before kickoff or this
Yep. I
first
was
week.
vomiting and shitting everywhere.
Hey, it happens to the best of us, dude. Um, but you're better now, right?
Yeah, I haven't vomited in like a week and a half or
That's
something.
good. We're making progress.
A week in like 6 days.
Some time. Okay, good.
And I haven't diarrheaed in a while either, because I was
Wow.
diarrheaing as well. I have pooped regularly though.
Good. I'm glad everything's regular for you.
Yeah.
This is a strong start to this episode.
Yep.
What is this number 8 now?
Yeah, number 8.
It's the shark cast. We can call this one.
New podcast.
We
The
talk
Shark
about
Cast.
poops. No, that's a bad idea. I don't think anyone will watch that. Maybe
Oh, there
honestly, that
definitely
might
would
be
be.
more entertaining than
Yeah.
Smite, to be honest.
Probably be more successful.
Yeah,
Everybody can relate to poop. Nobody can relate to Smite.
exactly. Maybe that'll be our next
Our next venture.
startup. Surely that's not a good idea, but maybe we'll think about it. I'll get in the works for that.
Yep.
Mm. So, kicking us off, we have week 1 SPL this past
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Were you able to watch any of the
You already know the answer. You
well,
just
like
want to
any
bring it
of
up for
them?
the pod. I have not watched
No,
any
no.
of them.
Oh, not a single one.
No.
But have you seen like any highlights or anything? I know you see the stats and you love the
I
stats.
I have
So,
seen one highlight.
oh my goodness.
I think we all know which one it is.
Yeah, I'm sure if anyone I'm sure everyone's seen that. Like anyone
Yep.
watching this has surely seen the genetics
Genetics
ad.
out here playing chess while we be playing checkers.
He literally had more wins than anyone else this weekend
Yep. It-
with a total
yeah.
of
Did you
5.
see the caster reaction to the clip? That was
Yeah,
so good.
there's what was it? Gore was like crying, and he just put his head down on his desk. Like, what do you even do?
Yeah.
This is a people playing at a professional level, and you get like, what do you do if you get sent a clip of you getting killed, and then someone chesses you like that? What do you even call that? Getting
Yeah. I don't know.
chest on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I
I
mean,
mean, it is funny.
it is. It's hilarious. You can see his player cam whenever he does it too. After he like closes the chest, he's
He's
like
got like a little
dying
smirk.
laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess basically anyone that hasn't seen it gets a kill. What like the
He sets
second
up a
kill?
kill for his main damage, and while his
Yeah,
for I don't know who's in lane with him. I'm assuming it was early game, so I'm assuming it was vote. He
there's
sets up a
there's
kill for vote.
Dark Horror, different team.
Fuck, you're right. I was just looking at the dragons like 2 seconds ago. That's why I said vote. Yeah, he sets up a kill for Yarkor. He opens up like a chess game and then
He
checkmates
emotes on him
while
first.
yeah he emotes while Yarkor's killing him. He opens up a chess game, gets a checkmate, and then just goes on about playing Smite.
That's badass, man.
It is.
I no, you remember that time when I won? I was playing a Smite game. I won a Smite game while simultaneously beating you in chess. You
Fuck
remember
you.
that?
I just
Totally
want to point.
forgot
I
about
just want everybody to know that he's beat me in chess one time ever.
and that was the only time ever, and that's the only time that ever mattered to me.
Yeah. When he was
But like,
actually focusing on the chess, I kicked his ass.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just got lucky.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I sort of blundered checkmate.
but it
I
worked
was
out.
pretty bad then. I've gotten a lot better since.
I mean,
I think
you're
my elo
still
has doubled since then. So
you're still that means you're at least 5 times higher than me. Man, I just cannot figure that out. Not a chess guy.
yeah,
But yeah, I just had to bring that up. They're gonna do my face.
obviously that's sort of the most important thing that happened in these games.
It was also a bot game I was playing, so it's
Oh,
fine. I mean,
well,
I think I don't
if
know.
it makes you feel better, Genetics was playing the lowest rated chess bot on chess.com when you got his
Right.
checkmate.
He
So,
he just had it set up waiting there, but it's just
uh,
the idea of it.
uh. Although I will
Um.
say that chess bot is the same elo that I was when you beat me. So
Okay. So I wouldn't beat the bot then. Dang.
I think you could.
I'm
They
gonna have
play
to
at a
try it.
lower elo than they're actually ranked. So
Yeah, I'll give it a shot later to see if we can beat a chess bot. But um,
Do it right now, live on the pod, as we're talking.
but no, I can barely walk and breathe at the same time, and so I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to you about Smite and try to
Yeah,
win a game of chess.
that's fair.
But the reason I will say the reason we could see this chess game is because they're now, I think all of at least phase one, and they're just gonna see how it goes. Streaming every player's POV.
Yes.
Without you can hear game audio, but obviously you can't hear their comms. Um, it's got you got that, and then their face cam at the bottom, which
Right.
is, I mean, I really like it. I much prefer watching the overhead view and hearing the casters as well. But then
Right.
just being able to go back and watch it after, I think is really
Right.
cool.
Having that available.
Right.
So
And
genetics can do shit like
exactly.
checkmate people in the middle of the
Okay.
game.
What do you think is gonna happen? Because now people are like, okay, everyone's watching my screen. What's gonna happen this week? Because surely something else. The chess game's already been done, so no one else is doing chess.
I don't know.
Are we gonna get a?
There was somebody in the Smite community did tweet out genetics out here playing chess while we are playing checkers. I want to see somebody win a checkers game.
Is that even a? Can you do that? Surely, right?
I'm sure there's online checkers against a bot somewhere. Surely he could win a checkers game.
Yeah, I found it. Oh, I also found the restaurant though. Check. Okay, yeah. Play checkers against computer. Easy. All right. See, I could do that while talking. Maybe.
That's what I
But
want to see.
I'm
That
worried
would
someone's
be
gonna
that would be so good. Like in on the joke.
like. I'm more worried like someone say Scream gets a pentakill and then pulls up a live leak video of someone getting executed in the jungle or something. Like, that's what I'm worried about.
No,
No, I mean
surely
surely not.
not.
That would, I hope, get you like banned indefinitely. But
Yes.
I'm looking out for what's coming this week because surely something else. Um, but if you want to get us on track here and kind of go over some of the games from this past weekend,
man, I don't know what the
thoughts,
fuck
concerns.
happened.
I mean, okay, you have the Smite Pro page pulled up, right?
Yes,
So we can
I
just go down and go
Ravens
over.
2-0 the Leviathans.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously that was. So let me pull this up here. I have the save from our last
Beninu turned
cast.
into fucking Prime Paul.
Jesus. Prime Kobe Bryant. That man was. I mean, I don't even know. He played out of his mind. I said he was my sleeper pick to look out for,
Yeah,
but I didn't think he was that. I don't think he was gonna do that.
right.
He popped off.
Hello?
That's not good. I've lost John.
That first set
Oh,
against the
he's back.
was I gone?
Yes.
Oh
I
shoot,
think
hold
I
on.
had an internet blip. I
Okay.
accidentally hit my internet cord, so I think that might have been why.
Okay. We still recording?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with internet, so we're good there.
Alright, okay, perfect. But
All right, we missed all of what you just said. Like the second you started talking about the game is when it went away.
okay, I said, Ven did good. Died like one time, two times in the first set. Barracuda also popped off, and I think him the switch of getting rid of Jake and getting a new support worked best for both Barracuda and Jake. I think because Jake, needed to play more aggressive and get in there and do things. And he's doing this with his new team. And Barracuda needs to play back. Which I'll be honest, the Ravens are playing kind of aggressive. But they also have Scream, which helps facilitate that a little more. But Herwin's able to play more back in the laning phase with Barracuda.
Right.
And so he is looking a lot better. So it's just a plus overall, which is good because it's always good to see people do well personally. But I'm
about to say some blasphemy. Okay.
Let's hear
We
it.
we were talking about like going into the season, the worst duo lane might be Barracuda and Hurricane.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now, and this is gonna sound crazy. It might be Zapman wrong you. I don't know. Maybe it was just because the
Okay, I
Leviathans
thought.
were bad out the gate. Maybe it
Okay.
was just because the Leviathans were bad out the gate. But I
Well,
mean,
I
looking
thought
at
you
the
were gonna.
stat in the play-in, which I did watch, neither of those two looked very good. The Leviathans don't look good because Shinto's on land, but they still both did like shit.
I thought you were gonna flip it, and you're about to call the Ravens the best duo in the league.
No, no, I still think
Whoa!
they're I still think they're like bottom
they're,
half.
they're good. Oh, I've got Hurry Win. He's the top 4 support right now.
Bro, I think you're overreacting to 1 week.
I understand. This is my early, too early power rankings, whatever. Definitely way too early power rankings. But that's if they keep this up, top half support. I don't
mean,
know.
at highest, with how it's gone so far, at highest he's 4th. Because Jake's looked like a top 4. PBM and Genetics are not out of the top 4. There's no way you can fucking say that after 3 games. Even if they played terrible, which they didn't.
Yeah.
So at highest, Hurwind is 4th. I don't think he's 4th.
That's fair. Yeah.
You were
I
talking
mean,
about
and
how Aurora might be like the best fucking support in the league. You're gonna put him over Aurora? But you love Aurora.
yeah, no, you're right. Aurora played Kumba this weekend though and got dunked on, but he was playing like what, the Kings, so
Yeah.
yeah. But still, dumb pick anyway. Yeah, definitely way too early. My only thing with looking at the Ravens team is my ranking for Barracuda. If you put any other carry in that position, I think they just play well, too.
Right.
Like he's got a very good team around him. The Ravens have just enough like aggressiveness with Haddix and Scream, and then Herwin kind of gaps the passiveness with Barracuda and Venenu in there,
Right.
and it just works.
Right. They're well constructed.
Yes, which
I will say I still don't see this Ravens team beating more talented teams. You know what I mean? Like there are teams that like can play strategically in a way that allows them to beat more talented teams. I don't feel like the Ravens are set up to do that. They're set up to beat on the lesser teams and then they're going to
Which, yeah,
lose to the more talented teams.
is fair. Fair takeaway. I think this coming weekend will be a good. We'll get a better look at that because they're playing Dragons on Saturday. And then
Right.
I know you're not a Ferryman believer, but you still have to say that's one of the better. They're not a bad team.
No, they aren't.
And so that'll be. I think they're the way things are right now. The Ferrymen are going to be better than Leviathans until Shinto gets back.
I think everybody but the Gladiators is going to be better than the Leviathans until Shinto gets back.
I can see Leviathans beating the Hounds.
We're going to find out this weekend.
Yeah. But that's another thing. I think a big reason Leviathans lost both their sets this weekend is because Shinto's on land.
Right.
Or not
I mean,
on land. He's on land.
I didn't watch the games, but
Mm.
Zapman and Wrong You don't look great.
Which
Wrong You died like 15 times.
how hard is it when you don't have a mid laner? I'm not
I'm
saying he
sure
was like
that
absolutely
hurts for
useless.
sure, but adapting in Final still looked good.
Yeah, yeah. What they ended up doing was, normally the Leviathans have their jungler, used to be Panatom, now is adapting. Play through Shinto and get him fed and stuff. But obviously they couldn't do that now. Like just watching the games, it looks like you're watching one of our casual games. He's missing abilities, like abilities you don't miss,
Right.
and you can tell he's just a little bit behind. Which is understandable. He's on like 300 ping or something, which is ridiculous. And so they were adapting was playing through fine, okay, and that was working decently. But even though solo laners feel better after this last patch,
Yeah.
the tankier guys, and that's kind of what Fine OK plays. He played a lot of like Vamana
Right.
and Herc, but so when he gets that late game, adapting gets Fine OK to late game super fast, but then he just falls off because he's a warrior.
Right.
He just tanks after that. And so, it's kind of hard to play your whole team around that when
Right.
you're falling off like that.
Do we know why Shinto isn't able to come up yet? Is it
No.
passport stuff?
Yeah, maybe. I have no idea, to be completely honest. But I just don't want to say anything too early yet about Leviathans, just because they're almost like 4.5 players on their team right now.
Right. I don't.
So
I kind of was a bit of a hater of Leviathans going into the season. Before the preseason tournament, I had them ranked fourth. And then they did the preseason tournament, and even though they lost, I was like, okay, without Shinto, they looked really good against the Dragons. So I
yeah,
bumped them up a little bit. But then they didn't look as good against much worse
right.
teams. You know
And
what
you
I
had
mean?
the Leviathans going 7-3, and they already have 2 losses.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, at that point we thought Shinto was going to be back in time. So
True.
that was the prediction with a non-ping Shinto. If I had known Shinto wasn't going to be there, I would have predicted them much worse.
Here's the thing, right here. Okay, I'm guessing Leviathans are losing to Kings. Leviathans play the Gladiators. Hopefully they get a win there. That'll bring them to 1-3, and then
They're going to
Shinto
win
comes
out,
back and they
baby.
win out, and they win out. So you could there's still
Shinto
potential.
might be back this week. I mean, we don't know,
I
do
hope.
we?
Yeah, no, I have no I can never find anything about that situation.
Yeah.
It seems like no one knows. Here, I'll message. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna message someone, and hopefully by the end of this, I can get a confirmation whether.
Right.
Yeah, I also think that you were saying Wrong You looks really bad. He was playing Baron. play Baron there.
Okay, well then he chose to play Baron. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I just don't think he had the best.
I've never been a huge wrong you guy, but like
Oh.
it's been even worse in my opinion recently.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't look good, but that's what I also. You said you came in as a Leviathan's hater almost, and I'm not. You know, I
Not
like
really a
finding
hater. I mean, I believed in the Warriors, and not very many people did.
right.
It's mostly what it was.
I just I don't want to say anything about this team because I don't care if the Leviathans do good or not, man. I like all their players, but I mean I like other teams better. Is my thing.
Right. I like
And
fine.
so
Okay.
I would love to dunk on these guys and be like, they're not performing, they're not doing well, but they don't have a mid right now, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, anything else about first game Ravens
Nope.
Leviathans?
Nope.
Okay. Then what? We had Kings Dragons next.
Yep.
Um, Kings 2-0'd. But I mean, that was kind of what we were expecting, right?
Yep. Kings are really good. Who would have thunk?
Who would have guessed they're
Yeah.
still.
They may have lost in the preseason tournament, but that's because the Warriors were playing out of their fucking minds, for one. They were playing like crazy.
Yeah.
And
Um,
the Warriors apparently just match up really well against them. Because they said in scrims, like both sides have said that like when they scrimmed against each other, the Warriors like always won.
yeah.
So it seems like the Warriors just match up really well against the Kings for some reason.
Um, yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you why. I guess Kings sit back more, and
Right.
if you're not playing a counter team, then you're not gonna have. I mean, the Warriors will just blow you up.
Right.
Even with tanks getting better, SOT was still playing mages
Right.
in solo.
Yeah.
Um, and which it didn't work one game, but it was working other games. So I will give them that. But really nothing. My biggest thing with this Dragons is PBM picked Atlas, who's not really the best support. Kind of really didn't do anything game one. And then he played Hell again, which I don't think maybe he got one win on Hell in the entire preseason tournament.
I don't know why
You
you
know,
slam in hell so much.
that's what I'm saying. Is that like is that a bad pick? Like, why are we picking this right now?
I feel
But
like
then,
it's not, because I feel like hell's really strong, but it's not working for some reason. You know what I mean?
yeah, some of these other teams are getting it to work. I mean, you're getting. I can go through and find some, but yeah, I don't know any off the top of my head. I know like the
I
Warrior.
think
I know the Hounds are in it,
I
but
think Game 5 last year might have broken PBM's brain.
I hope not, man.
He
Don't
was
bring that up.
he was talking like so much like random shit in the off season to just like random people. He was just kind of being like a bit of an ass. We know he has anger issues because you've talked about how he was like almost getting kicked out of his apartment. Like I wonder
Just
if
for being
he's
loud.
yeah, but like he's getting loud because he's getting super angry at the game.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he's the type of guy who would just like let that break his brain. Because it was a really really bad game. Like that is the type of game that would break your brain. And
Yeah.
I think he might be the type of person to let that happen. I mean, I don't know the guy.
I
I might be wrong. I hope I'm
I
wrong.
hope not, man.
But like he's just been doing some weird shit ever since that game.
Yeah. I mean, what we've had a tournament and then one weekend.
Right? Well, not even like just in game.
Oh, okay, fair.
Well, like he was talking shit about Stewart in the off season He was like, "Yeah, Stewart's shit, motherfucker. You lost to him. Why are you talking shit about the guy you lost to? You know?"
A lot of people, I don't know if he necessarily said he's shit. He said he's not that good. I think a lot of people had that take as well.
And I don't fucking know why.
I'm not saying he's bad. Like, obviously, the dude's good. I just think there's
You
better.
said you think he's the worst, like second worst carry in the league.
Yeah, second worst, man.
He's on the worst team in the league and went like 9-2 this week. I have not at any point seen any evidence to suggest that Stewart isn't really fucking good.
No,
Like, it doesn't matter
I
what
mean,
team he's playing on, he always puts up insane numbers. Worst team in the
that's true. You
league.
know,
He's playing
he
on.
did play very well.
Yeah.
He
If
did
he's
play
playing
well.
on a team that makes it to the finals or the worst team in the league, it doesn't matter. It always seems like he's doing really good.
I hope he keeps it up because I want that. Like, part of me wants the Gladiators to be good, man. I mean, I don't know about like good, but
Yeah.
at least doing something, But I am a scary D hater, so
Yeah.
I will say that.
Scary D's nuts.
Yeah. Which I think Scary D brought in the second least amount of fantasy points this weekend, so that also made me feel good.
Yeah.
Was
Poor
happy about
Hunter.
that. I know, man.
Shout out to Hunter,
That's
friend of the pod.
Yeah, he actually listens to it too, so he might hear this.
Does he actually?
Yeah, I was talking to him this weekend, and he's like, "Yeah, since you guys started naming the
I'll have to make
videos,
sure
I,
to name
I,
this one again.
I want to watch them now." Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm sure he clicks on it and likes it and then leaves.
Well, should I name it after the Ravens doing surprisingly well, or should I try to do some sort of chess thing? Since
I would say,
physics?
yeah, chess, not checkers. But, yeah, Snoopy also 14.4. Yeesh. Yeah,
Yeah, the Glads aren't very good.
no. I mean, that kind of brings us to the next game. Ferryman versus Gladiators. I know. Ferryman 2-0. That's what I had. I think that's what I'm guessing you had as well. But
I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm pretty sure I predicted Gladiators. I might have
oh yeah,
predicted them
you
one
had
and
them. You had
nine.
them losing.
I might have had them
No,
up.
they're 0-10. Yep, I got everything written down. So also you had Ravens 2-8, and the Ravens are 2-0 right now, so they have to
Yep.
lose out the rest of the year.
My predictions were based off assuming Shinto is going to be back and he's not. So I think we can take them all with a grain of salt because it's going to cascade into everything.
Yep. These are our two early predictions right here. Yeah, I know you're a big, not really into the Ferryman.
Look, they're
Which I
not.
get.
They don't not going to play in the regular season. That's not what these guys do. They've shown
Yeah.
it. They don't care. They don't care. That's fine. That's their life choice, but they don't care.
Yeah. Also, my biggest problem with them is Sino is only playing Warriors in the jungle right now, which is objectively worse than any assassin, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Nike
think
started.
Sino was a great get for them, to be
No,
honest.
I I was saying he's Nike. And so yeah, he
Imagine
played
this roster, but with like, let's see, who do they actually have?
screen.
Imagine like Paul and Aurora, but like they got kind of like the team PBM got, sort of. You know what I mean? So like they're kind of like what the Dragons are right now. They kind of got like the old Warriors. So like Paul, Aurora, Nika,
Did you say our war?
yeah, Uwu. Um,
Okay, all right, continue.
yeah, but like imagine like Paul, Aurora, Nika, and then Vo, and then like I know Lasbro wasn't like a warrior, but like if they had like Lasbro, this team would be
Yeah.
cracked.
Okay,
You
man.
know,
I'm saying Baskin is cracked. Baskin's better than Nika.
Baskin, yeah, that's fair. But I kind
Uh,
of figure a lot of that squad would have been staying together, so that's why I put him in there. I do think Baskin's
right.
better than Nika, but I'm a bit of a Nika hater. I don't think Nika's very good.
I think he's fine. He didn't play well this weekend, and that's we'll get here.
He
I've got problems with the
of
Dragons.
the solos that didn't have to play in, I think he's the worst one.
Yeah, he played pretty not the best. Also, Variety didn't. I don't know.
You're a variety
I don't
hater.
I don't know what Variety does. I'm not even a Variety hater. It's just like he's there and they win. Like when was the last time you saw a Variety highlight, man? Never. It was like
Yeah, but that's
season
not his
3.
job.
Exactly. But like
They literally brought in Yarkor because they needed a guy whose job it was to make the highlight plays.
yeah, I Variety's just kind of there and it works out for him. He
Yeah,
does his job good enough.
yeah.
Um
Like, don't get me wrong, I think they can improve upon him for sure. I mean, he's a pretty middling solo, but I mean, he's good enough to win a championship with. So,
right. Yeah. So,
Matt, dude, Final K hit the market this offseason. Imagine if they were like, "Sorry, Variety, we're gonna assemble the super team."
the super team.
That would have been insane. I kind of wish they'd done it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't because nobody would be touching that team with Final K.
I mean, does that fit the play style?
Does it matter?
You're right. I think you could put I think Solo Lane is a pretty SOT kind of has his own spot in the solo lane, I think. But then the rest are pretty interchangeable, flexible.
Yeah.
SOT just does something different. I don't know.
Yeah, and it works.
Sometimes, unless he plays like Merlin or
All right.
Afro. Eh,
Yeah, he needs to stop doing that. At least he's getting it out of the way now. Well, it doesn't matter as much,
Right.
anyways.
um. Yeah. Where was I going with this? I don't know. Ferryman beat Gladiators. Gladiators just looked rough, man. Snoopy didn't just got like 1 kill all weekend, I think. 2
Yeah,
maybe.
the Gladiators have some really good pieces, and then they have some really bad pieces.
Yeah, well, that's the pro. I just don't know.
Stewart and Kirmi, I think, are solid.
Yes, yeah. I think
And
Inbound's
then,
also not horrible.
oh yeah, I think Inbound is better than we thought he was going to be coming into the season, but
Mm,
still not great. But
not great.
probably definitely SPL quality, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. My thing is like I don't. I mean, the way Snoopy played this weekend, it makes them not look competitive, and obviously you'd like them to. If they could pick someone else up, that would work out better. But I
Remember
mean, this
this
is
team making it through the plan without Stewart?
yeah. That was
That's
wild, man.
that's
And
crazy.
that's the problem. It's like, what other competition is there? Because obviously they were good enough to get through that,
Right,
and then they're getting rolled in the league. And it's like
right.
you need a better mid laner.
I mean, they got through it because of Works choking. You
That's
know,
true. I think you remember. Oh,
they
what was
weren't
that
better
game?
than the Wargs. The Wargs threw.
Okay, so we're super nerds, right? And we were playing a MOBA simulator, right? Is that what this was?
I didn't want
Okay.
to admit that to the public, John.
Okay, sorry, but I have to because I'm making a comparison here.
Okay.
It's how we have too many. You got too many top laners
Yes, which is so
that are
low.
very good, and so you're throwing them in other roles to help fill because you don't
Yeah,
have like good junglers and stuff. Well, that's what I think you have. Sam, another
yeah.
jungler,
Jungle is like 10 deep.
or like Gamma, who could come up and play well in the SPL, I think, but they're not mid laners. And
Yeah.
so are we throwing Sam in the mid lane? Obviously not. No, that would never work.
Yeah, I don't. There's probably a mid laner in the SEC. I mean, there is, but
Panda
he doesn't.
Town?
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't want to play.
Right.
But there's
And
surely another one who would be willing to.
if I'm
Okay,
I'm
I don't know
saying
who
if
that is, so I'm assuming he sucks. I'm just looking through the SEC rosters right now to see if I've heard of any of these guys. Okay,
Panda
well, I've
can't
heard of
play,
Panda, obviously.
I think he would automatically make a good team.
Right. Yeah,
Like
Crimson didn't look good in the tournament, right? Or up Crimson.
no, he looked good for like the first couple of games against the bad teams, but whenever he played good teams, he looked awful.
Right.
Yeah, and
I mean, maybe you put like maybe Herwin should have stayed mid. You know?
yeah, but now he's on a good team as of right now. Like why
Yeah,
he wouldn't
that's
want to
true.
switch over?
But yeah, I mean, support's very thin as well. He switched from one very thin position he wasn't good at to one he's probably a bit better of a fit at. So
Yeah. He
yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of
okay, so
crazy. Mid's just really thin, huh?
I'm seeing that's why I've been calling people, man. I said bring me up. I said put me in the league, man.
You aren't a mid laner.
Dude, I'd get shit on. Bad. But SOT's been wanting to move mid. I don't see him ever leaving the Warriors right now.
Yeah.
But I think potentially if things end up breaking down and stuff throughout the year, seeing him positioned to mid, Snoopy going out of the league, and then there's plenty of Aquarius, bring Aquarius up or something.
Right.
To fill that spot, move some solo laners around, however it works for you. Yeah, but besides that, I'm not seeing any more role switches that would realistically take place.
Right.
Maybe Yarkor goes for the I won in solo. I won this time.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Oh, also, yeah. Do you think Yarkor ends up role switching it all this season?
Hello.
Oh,
Hi. I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
you're good, man. You got it fixed.
I hope so. My mic just
Did you
like
hear?
fucking died. So
Did you hear my
luckily I have a
question?
computer mic. So
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay. Did you hear? So I asked, do you think Yarkor ends up role switching this year?
No, why would he? He's not gonna leave the Kings.
Well, you would think that about the Leviathans because year season 8, he wins World's MVP as a solo laner. Their team stayed together. Why would they change? And he ends up switching to support, changing teams. Then he switches to carry, and then he changes teams again, and then he wins Worlds again. And so, I mean, it goes for 3-peat, but doubtful,
Right.
I would imagine.
I think there's a difference there though.
In what way?
Like I feel like I remember hearing that there were like issues in the team in terms of
Yeah.
like not liking each other as much for the Leviathans. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
I'm pretty
We
sure
haven't
there
heard that about
was.
the Kings yet. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't heard
I
anything
think there
about
was
that for the
something going
Kings
on
yet.
there. Right. But I mean, it took until phase 3 for the Leviathans, or the end of phase 2 or whatever. But um, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen.
What else? Ravens. So Ravens now 2-1 to the Hounds. They were dominating. What, game 1 they lost? Yeah, they were dominating game 1. They took one bad fight, or got caught out one time, and lost the game off of it. And then dominated the next two.
Yeah. Coast did not look good this weekend.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely not great. I
He'll
think
bounce
he
back. He's
also,
too talented to play like he did this past weekend.
yeah, I think the Ravens were playing. out of their mind. And they had to go up against them, so that obviously wasn't good. And then they had to play the Warriors, which is a top team right now. Sorry, I'm looking at this. Yeah, he just got absolutely shut down. So, I mean, yeah, I was honestly a little surprised. I think there were some team fights where he could have done some things, but then got unlucky.
Yeah.
But he'll be back, I'm sure, hopefully. Because that's why I almost like waited on my carry pick to try to pick him up like late rounds, but I'm glad I didn't in the fantasy because
You went Cyclone Spin with the second pick. The psychopath.
dude, it was a mistake, and it's working out. So
For now, it's not gonna work out once the Ferryman can play more good teams. The Ferryman played the Glads. That's the only reason Cyclone's been put up points.
Okay. Do I need 5 people whenever I have Haddix and Scream and Paul and PBM?
Yes.
Do I? Because they pretty much won it for me.
I mean, I feel like I have a 6-man deep team. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, same. Like, I would say talent-wise, I'm putting Stu and Cyclone Spin right about the same. As of right now.
We'll see.
And say what you want. I know what you're going to say, but they were 5 points off each other. Very close margins. But it also, what am I trying to say here? It looks good when you're playing well on a bad team,
He played well on a good team last year.
Right. No, yeah. But he's playing well in like I was saying about Barracuda, if you put Carey in there, I think they do fine because he has a good team around him. But Stewart doesn't, and he's still doing fine. He's able to not drown. He's not drowning. That's kind of what I'm looking for. 0-1, 1-1. And then
Man, I wish the Leviathans had picked him up instead of Zapman.
I mean, the Leviathans have had Zapman for 3 years now. So I doubt they're going to drop him. And I still think when it comes to experience, leadership, Zapman definitely. The intangibles, Zapman's got those.
He's a winner.
He is a winner. And I heard a lot of people talking about, I saw a lot of things, Zapman, Spring Zapman, called Spring Zapman, and the springtime apparently Zapman hibernates or something. And so we won't see almost anything.
No, this is going to be a bad phase 1 for the Leviathans just in general. They got so much shit going on. We're really going to have to wait till phase 2 to see the real Leviathans, I think.
Right. I mean, obviously they have a roster that is going to they're going to be good. They have the potential to be good at any point in time with that team. And so, even if they only turn up for tournaments, what else matters? I mean, sure, it would suck losing every single game.
I'm tired of that argument. Because, there's other... they stream these games on Twitch, you know what I mean? I want to watch these teams playing at their best the whole year.
True. Yeah.
I'm going to send a fucking trophy to whoever wins each split in the regular season. Because I'm tired of people saying that the tournaments are the only shit that matters. The tournaments are the only thing that matters because that's what people are saying. You know what
obviously, the seeding for it matters. No one's going to walk in here and lose every game because that's not fun either, No
Yeah.
one's enjoying watching people, and I'm sure they have something in their contract. They have to try until once the seedings are confirmed. Like the last 2 games of the split. Whenever seedings are like solid, you'll see people playing. That's what Fine OK went crit King Arthur one time. Because the seedings were already set, and like that's fine because that's fun to watch sometimes. Game, yeah, that wouldn't be okay, and I'm sure there's something in the contract about that, but I mean, I'm not saying tournaments are the only thing that matters, but if they are trying all year long and they can't put it together, but then they magically are able to put it together, and say the meta changes and they pick up on the meta faster than everyone else before this tournament, and they end up winning it, they get the prize money there. They struggled throughout the rest of the season, but then they were able to figure it out right then. So
Right, and I think that's stupid.
I mean, you still get bonuses for winning games,
I know, but like,
Oh.
I mean, I have this problem in all sports because like so many, and like especially in North America, outside of North America, like people care about leagues like way more. Like I know in soccer, like if you win the league, like they don't even have playoffs. If you're just the top team at the end of the league, you get the trophy. And I like that because like flukes can happen. Over
Right.
one game or 5 games or 7 games. Over that sort of a sample, but like over an extended period.
Right.
Like the best team actually rises to
Things.
the top.
Yeah, I mean, I think there needs to be like, and I think there is. You get your phase winners. If you win out of a phase, you get a bonus. But then there's also like a playoffs afterwards.
Right.
Extra tournament for some more.
Right. I know. Like I'm not saying it doesn't matter to not be the best. I just want it to be celebrated more if you win a phase. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like who won phase 3 last year? Do you even know? That was the last phase they played. Who won it?
Things.
Okay, who won the one before
It
that?
went Dragons.
I'm. How many people can tell you that though? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That could be. I could be making that one up.
Oh, the Dragons might be wrong. Well, we can find out.
Dragons. Dragons for sure. Fact check that because that's when they picked up Scream, and that's when they went undefeated for
They
a while.
picked it up at the end of the split though. They might not have. They might not have had it at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, yeah, like at the top of the most wins throughout the not the tournament. Yeah, I have no idea. I think it was like I don't know. I think the Warriors
I can't
were
figure out how
the
to
ones
find
who
this.
went in. Right, and okay, so that kind of proves your point there. Like no one does care about that. Obviously, you can't even find it. Stats, teams.
Yeah, I went to stat, but it doesn't have like wins. It just has like kills and stuff. Here, I
That
can
is
tell you who
weird.
had the most
Is it in
kills.
who?
The Dragons had the most kills in phase 3. In phase 2, it was the Kings. Phase 1 was the Bolts, but I can't find the standings.
Right. It's not in order either. That's alphabetical. Huh, I don't know.
That's
But
wild that I can't go back and find the standings. That's
yeah, I feel
crazy
like they
that
should
they do
just
not have that on their website.
show a win-loss, That might be nice. I feel like that wouldn't be a hard statistic to put in there. Ugh. All right. I'm gonna pick this up here. Well, we really covered all these teams. Nothing crazy happened on Sunday. Dragons 2 had Gladiators expected. Kings 2 had Ferryman. And Warriors 2 had the Hounds. Hounds dropped one of the games there. So it gives me some hope for them. But they went 0-2 this weekend. I'm sure they'll pick it up, though.
Right.
Now, do you want to actually here? I want you to give me a little
I found who
power
won the
rank.
kickoff tournament of season 9 on a completely different website.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, okay, kickoff tournament season 9. That would be I don't remember watching that. Was that the was that Kings?
It was Leviathans.
Oh.
That's like the latest the site has updated, though. I can't even see phases 2 or 3. God damn it.
That's not even phase 1 either, man. All right.
Yeah, or 1.
Power rankings, week 1, way too early power rankings. Let me hear them from you.
Okay, we're doing power rankings? Hold on. I gotta
Yep.
go. Okay. Power rankings. Alright, anyways. I was not prepared for this. Jesus. We'll go. I mean, power rankings are based off all recent things, at least for me, and not just what we've seen at the start of the season. And
Yep.
the Warriors won the kickoff tournament, and they're 2-0, so I'm gonna put Warriors 1.
All right.
I'll go Kings 2.
Okay.
I still
Pretty
have
fun.
Dragons
I have
3,
a
even though they
feeling
lost.
Dragons were number 4. You had Leviathans number 3.
Right. Well, that was assuming Shinto was gonna play,
Right. Yeah, I figured that one was going to change.
and then I will go Ravens 4.
Okay.
I will go. I mean, let me look at the games here. I'll go Hounds 5 Hounds 5
Wow.
Leviathans. No, Hounds 5 Ferryman 6 Leviathans 7 Gladiators 8.
Okay.
I kept saying the wrong words, but I meant Hounds at 5.
Okay.
I,
Hounds
I, if
5,
I
Ferryman,
it,
Leviathans Guided.
right, I know the Ferrymen are 1-1 and the Hounds are 0-2, but the Ferrymen faced the Glads who suck, and the Hounds faced 2 top half teams, and the Hounds beat the Ferrymen in the play-in. That's my logic.
That's fair. I mean, I'll take it, but you're a Ferryman hater, man.
They don't care about the regular season, so why am I going to rank them?
That's true. That's true.
If they show they care and like come out and like shit on the Warriors or something, they'll fly straight up my board because they're talented enough to do that. But they don't care, so I'm not going to rank them highly.
All right. I want you to know, I'm calling you. I'm watching this game tomorrow, and if that happens, we're airing the podcast emergency episode
I don't work tomorrow, so
tomorrow. So be ready for that.
alright.
Okay, so look at this. You have Warriors, Kings the same. Your top. Okay, so unexpected Leviathans move down.
Yes. I
I'm
feel like
guessing
my
that
power
Shinto
rankings are the
and
exact same, other than the Ravens going up and the Leviathans dropping. And the
yep,
Leviathans would have been down there if I knew Shinto was playing on land anyways.
right.
So the only real change is the Ravens.
Yeah, you bumped the Ravens. You almost switched them completely, Leviathans and Ravens, but then you put the Dragons above Ravens,
Yeah.
which I can see that.
We'll find out this week.
We will, because the Ravens and the Ravens Ferryman play, and then Ravens Dragons. Yeah, this is a bad week for me, fantasy wise, because obviously Ferryman playing the Warriors. That's not going to be good for me. Ravens Dragons, 2 of my teams playing each other. Ferryman Ravens, 2 of my teams playing together. So someone's going to do good, and someone's not. But
I mean, every week's
okay,
going to be bad for me until Shinto gets back off land.
right? Yeah, that hurts for sure.
Well, I don't have any Ravens. I don't have any Ferrymen. I think. I'm just saying
No,
words. I
you
don't even
got
know if the words I just said are true.
Ads, Warriors, Dragons, Leviathans.
I have 2 Leviathans and 2 Dragons, and then a
Stewart and James.
Warrior and Stewart.
Stewart's just his own. He's a free
Yeah.
agent.
Well, he might as well be. Have you seen that team?
Honestly. They have
Instead of the
potential, man.
Gladiators, they
They'll
should
get
just be called the Stewart and Kiermies.
they'll get a win sometime this season, and I think it could be this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna shock you with Ron, but I hit you with.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'm gonna start from 8th.
Alrighty.
No, I can't do that, or else I'll lose my place. Okay, number 1, Kings.
Fair enough.
Okay, that says the same. Last week I had the Warriors number 2. I have a new team. I'm putting Ravens number 2.
That's fucking wild.
Way too early power rankings. The way it looked, I understand they played not the best teams, but they played clean Smite, man. You know, it was well executed.
Oh, okay. Ravens versus Warriors right now. You're saying the Ravens would win.
I think they could take them. Yeah,
That's
I think it's going
wild.
to be close.
We saw them play 3 weeks ago, and the Warriors shit in their mouths.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
It's not that long.
Things have changed. I think. Okay, hear me out. I do have Warriors 3. And obviously Ravens have to keep this up, or else their stock. I'm dropping my Ravens stock, but the Ravens, none of their games look close. They lost 1 game to Hounds, okay, and it was off of 1 bad team fight. You know, the Warriors, however, dropped a game to Leviathans. They looked like they were about to drop 2. They almost dropped 2 against the Leviathans. Almost lost that set. Okay, and the Leviathans are not. You can call them barely 5 people right now. And so that worried me a little bit. And then the Warriors played against the Hounds, and we're getting ran. I mean, this game didn't look close at all. They were getting ran by the Hounds. And the Hounds, I was worried that the Hounds are coming in, they're fresh, new to the SPL, and weren't going to have that experience to pop off, win games, do good. And that's all it was. If you had anyone with some experience to guide these guys in here and be like, okay, let's do this, and this to end this game. I mean, they had 3 Phoenixes down for 10 minutes, man, and couldn't end it. And
I will give the Ravens credit. Everything I have seen about them, they do look really good at not losing.
they haven't done it yet. So,
All right, well, I mean,
no.
even in the preseason tournament, it took the Warriors forever to finish them in game 1.
Like
They were
50
never
minutes.
really in that game, and it still took the Warriors 20 minutes to finally kill the Titan. After they push forward. The Ravens are very good at prolonging games. I will give them credit for that, for sure.
And okay, here I like that. I like that point. That reminds me, I think banning against the Warriors is difficult because you have so many people. I think what I noticed that these teams are doing, if you take aggressive picks away from Pagon, they set him back on a Tiamat, and he just doesn't look good on that. I mean, he doesn't look bad, obviously, but he went a 40-minute game without getting a single kill on Tiamat. And whenever he doesn't have something super aggressive that he can work with, or make aggressive plays with, he just doesn't look as good. And so if you're taking that away from him, where does that put the Warriors? But then the Ravens, Venenu picked a different god in mid every single game and looked really good on it. Maybe it's just, and I'm sure both these teams are going to lose eventually, obviously, but one of them will anyway. I don't know. It's definitely close. They're right neck and neck there. But I'm just from what I saw, I'm putting Ravens above Warriors until.
If you think they're better than the Warriors, right? Like I can understand that. You think they're better than every team in the league besides the Kings.
Yeah.
You have them over the Dragons.
Yes. Yeah. I have Dragons 4.
I mean, we have the same top four, just slightly different order at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think no one's beating the Kings right now, man. What are the Kings' next games coming up this
The
week?
Warriors just did, but you have them third, so
That's the tournament, man. I'm not. We're looking now. The future's now, old man. What's the Kings play? Oh, and the Hounds. Yeah, Kings are gonna win out this weekend too. But all right, then I'm going Ferryman. What the? And I guess I gotta give this to Leviathans, and then Hounds, Glads.
fair enough.
So my bottom two stayed the same. My mid couple mixed up. I guess just to shift down, everything really stayed the same. Besides, yeah, Ravens jumped to number 2, and everyone else shifted down one.
Remember when the Texans won a game and you picked them to beat the playoff contending Redskins? I kind of feel like that's what you're doing right now a little bit.
They're
No,
2 and
they were
0
good
though.
1 week.
The Texans. You're right. You know what? And I don't know. I like the Ravens.
I mean,
I'm
hey,
a
you can do
Ravens
whatever you
fan,
want. They're
man.
your power rankings. I just think you're wrong.
That's fair. All right, and so you want to go ahead and make predictions for this coming week?
Sure.
Let me see what you got. So we got Kings, Leviathans.
Kings.
Kings. I mean 2-0, I'm guessing. Okay,
Probably.
if they have Shinto.
Okay, yeah. We kind of have to do if Shinto is off lane or if he's on
two,
lane.
two
Okay.
different ones here.
I think it is. Man, I'm about to say something wild. Just
Oh
absolutely
god.
crazy. I think
Okay.
it's 2-1 Kings either way. I think
2-1,
Leviathans
but
can get a
okay.
game. I
All
mean, that's
right.
what they did against the Warriors, right? Like, they have the talent to pop off, even if Shinto's, on the other side of the world.
Okay, so we got 2-1 Kings.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I think they definitely have some potential if adapting and Fine OK can carry.
Right. I mean, that's how
That
kind of how they beat the Warriors, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was Fine OK setting up for adapting and get a kill.
It's just they have arguably the best solo laner of all time and arguably the best player of all time.
Yeah.
My prediction about him maybe being washed seems pretty wrong so far.
Which he came in to what? They played the very first game, got 2-0'd by the Ravens, who everyone thought was going to be a bad team. And adapting didn't look great. I mean, he was doing fine, but I was like, damn, is this guy really going to be washed? Like, this is the first time I've ever got to watch this guy live. You know, one of the greatest players of all time. And then it's going to end up like this. And then it made me pretty, like a nice breath of, sigh of relief, you know, whenever he dropped, 12 kills?
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a lot of that, though. You know what I mean? Like in the past, it was like he is always adapting. I think we're going to see more of a sometimes adapting situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're going to be spurts. We're going to be seeing a lot of spurts of like what he used to be, but he's not going to be able to do it every game anymore.
Yeah. I think more consistency will come with mid laner.
Right. Well, maybe. I still think it's going to happen a little bit, though. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not saying it's. You know, I'm not expecting him to pop off every single game, but
Right.
I think it'll be easier with a full squad. So yeah, I'm giving that. I think I'm going 2-0 Kings.
What if Shinto's back?
Maybe they have the confidence. I don't even know. If Shinto's back, I'm going 2-1 Leviathans.
That's insane.
Yeah, just because I am so confident that he's not going to be back,
Right.
and I don't want to.
I feel like we would have heard about it by now. We're filming this the day before.
Wait, I
So
got. Okay,
in
the
fact, I'm
message
probably
I
gonna
got
film
back.
this and I'm probably gonna upload it like right after we're done.
I said, so Shinto going to be back this weekend, and then I got a reply. It says, "High res, figure out how to obtain a visa challenge. Impossible." So
So no.
it must be a visa problem, but yeah, I'm guessing he's not back.
Damn.
So yeah. Yeah.
Really wish I would have known that when we were doing fantasy picks.
I know that would have been nice, huh?
I mean, the thing is, I did
you
know that,
saved
but I thought the situation was going to be somebody would replace him until he
Resolve.
came, and then I would get the replacement. I didn't realize I was going to get a guy playing on 300 ping. I could
Yeah.
duel Shinto 1v1 if he's on 300 ping. Like,
Yeah. Arguable, but yeah.
I could. Come on. If it's 300 ping the whole game, for sure.
Yeah, he kept lagging out as well. That's why they had to pause so many Leviathans games because he kept disconnecting from voice chat. So that's rough. Yeah, you really saved me. You picked Shinto. I wanted Shinto, and you picked him one pick ahead of me. So
He got Paul instead.
that left me with Paul, who's dropping bombs.
I'm trying to decide if I should try to make a trade with somebody for like a mid who's going to be better now, but probably won't be better later because we have no idea when he's going to get this visa.
Right. I mean,
And like I feel like I
would
could
say
contend for like winning phase 1 of fantasy if I had a mid, you know.
honestly, if you would pick up BMT didn't do great this week, but I think he would be a better consistent throughout.
BMT has not looked
But
the same to start this year.
1 week.
And the preseason tournament, he did. I mean, he looked fine, but like he didn't. He hasn't looked the
Right.
same through the preseason tournament and this week. It is only 2 weeks, but I mean, we came into the season. We had heard he hadn't been practicing in the off season. You know,
Yeah, so I'm guessing
there's 2 weeks where he hasn't looked like BMT, and he didn't practice in the off season, from what we've heard. Like I feel like that is enough to raise a slight flag of concern. I'm not saying he's washed or anything. I'm just saying there's a little bit of concern.
Getting the rust off, I think it'll take, he might have the same problems once Shinto gets back as when BMT comes online. So who knows if that would be a better trade. Yeah, but I'm looking like who are you trading for here? You don't want Benny Q or Snoopy. I'm thinking Dardez would be the only one. Because you can't get Pagon, Paul, or Ben.
Look, I feel like I maybe could convince Miller to do that, but I feel like we would have to like veto the trade. You know what I mean? Because I should be able to get him.
I mean, Miller's the biggest Pagon fan.
No, I'm the biggest Pagon fan.
That's fair. But
Pagon!
what?
I rated the Warriors third when everybody thought they were going to be sixth because I was like, Pagon's the best mid in the fucking league. Like,
that's fair. No, that's fair.
I am the biggest Pagon fan.
No, I think everyone. You just gotta love him, especially from
everybody's the biggest Pagon fan.
Everyone loves Pagon. Dude, I love watching crush people. Oh, I want to see when did it. Okay, help me find when the Ravens play the Warriors.
Okay. Next
week, next Friday. Okay. Does Venenu get soloed by Pagon?
Yes.
Are the top 2 mids in the league right now?
Man, it was 1 fucking week. Slow your roll.
I understand, but after 1 week, they're the top 2. From week 1, they are the top 2 mids.
I forgot if butt fumble Mark Sanchez threw for 500 yards in a football game, he'd be the top quarterback in the league. I forgot that's how that worked. My bad.
In that week. He would.
Yeah. Like, week 1, he played like the best mid. That doesn't mean he's a top 2 mid in the league.
As of week 1.
In
Yeah.
week 1, not as of week
Yeah.
1.
Okay,
In
in
week
week
1,
one.
he was.
In week 1, he was a top 2 in the league. Okay, I would argue either way, he's top 4.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Top
I mean,
2.
he did
Arguably,
it
I
in
think
the preseason, like, I feel like 4 times or something. I feel like I remember watching him do that a bunch. So,
I was like, yeah, it was like 2 or 3, man. It was too many. Yeah, I'm wondering if
I mean, that's Pagon's style more so, though, I feel like Veins, I feel
yes,
like he's more of not that.
passive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I
There are
don't ever
different
see
styles of
warriors.
mids that would, you know, work in favor of Pagon getting a solo.
Yeah, I don't see even Anu ever soloing Pagon, but I'm curious if it'll happen now. I mean, it's got to, man. It's a tale as old as time. But anyway, moving on to the next
Yeah.
one. Warriors Ferryman.
2-0 Warriors.
Who has Warriors?
You know what? 1-0 Warriors, and the Ferrymen are going to be like, do we need to play the next one? Can we just
They're
forfeit?
at F6.
Yeah,
I'm going.
they're gonna be like, we don't fucking care. It's the regular season.
I'm going 2 on Warriors. I think that'll be a good game. It depends on their picks.
I
if
think
the Ferryman.
you're taking too much away from a game against 2 top 5 players of all time that the Warriors still won.
Yeah. No, I
I
mean,
feel like you're really down on the Warriors from one game against 2 of the
I'm not down on the
best
Warriors.
players.
I feel like I'm up on the Ferryman. I think, yeah, I have my doubts. I think the Warriors are still good. I think they're a top 3 team. But is it enough to, shit happens. They take one bad fight.
I feel like you're only like saying they're a top 3 team because like you have to. You know what I mean?
No, I really do think they are. I just think it's kind of like I think of it almost like a bomb. If that makes sense. I know it doesn't, but this is the best I got here. They're really explosive, and they're really strong and powerful, and they're really good. They're good at what they do. But I think it's, if one team can figure out how to do something just a little bit better than them, I think they could blow up and fall apart for a game. But then I fully think that they'll bring it back by game 2. If anything happens for them to implode or whatever, I think they'll be able to put the pieces back together for the next game. It's not going to take them like a week. They're not going to have a week where they're losing every game, where they're having a bad week or something.
Right.
I think that's like every game is going to be a new game for them.
I actually kind of disagree with you. They could definitely have a week where they just play like shit. Because their strength is pushing buttons, and that's the thing that can vary the most from week to week, in my opinion.
That's
you can
true.
have a week where you just don't push the buttons very good. For sure. And to be honest, that might have been last week. We don't know. They still won, they're that good.
Yeah. What if they were having a bad week
and they still went 2-0?
And that's it. I guess we'll have to see in week number 2. I just like the Ferryman. I think they're good. I think they can have potential to take a game.
Here, like, this ain't the playoffs, though.
I know you keep saying that, but like, Paul got stomped on against the Kings and was doing things. There.
Yeah, I mean, Paul's
Captain
awesome.
Twig also popped off.
Who did?
Captain Twig.
Yeah.
Did very well. Yeah. I wish. Oh wait. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm 2-0. 2-0 Warriors. I forgot they had Sino. Man, I hate that guy. Dang it. I don't hate him, but
you don't think he's good.
I wish he could play an assassin, and I think he'd be so much better, man. I say bring up Sam. I think if you bring up Sam for Sino, this team's nasty.
I think they should sign you.
No. I'm playing only Guardians in the jungle. We're doing that. Full tank as well.
Yeah.
What does Dota call that? Soft support or is that hard support?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Dragons, Ravens.
Dragons, Ravens, what you got?
2-1 Dragons.
2-1.
2-1.
Dragons. Okay, I got 2-1 Ravens. I think hopefully PBM gets his shit together. They got a better chance. My thing with the Dragons though, it's like, and this was the same with that old Oni Warriors, Nika, Vote, and Dardes. It's like they don't want to play for early game, and so they wait. But then they're not playing for late game either. And so it's like, what are they playing for?
Right.
They kind of sit around and they do things and they don't.
Yeah, there's a reason that old Warriors team only really had like one good split.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I couldn't tell you what they're trying to do. Some games, it looks like they're just sitting around waiting for something to come at them instead of going and doing things. Which I know. I mean, Lazra helps a lot with because he gets things going.
All right.
But there were times where Mike was just like in a position to do things. Jesus, yeah, he went 0-6 in a game against the Gladiators, man. He was like getting ready to do things, and it was almost, maybe not in the best position, but they just like watch him. I don't know. I like the three, but I have my doubts about them. That's my thing. Leviathan's Gladiators. Come on now. I'm not even gonna skip. Right?
Really? I think this is an interesting conversation.
Okay.
Because Leviathans don't have Shinto still, we're assuming.
Yeah.
I mean, you've basically been told. They didn't say that word for word, but it seems like he's not here yet.
No.
So
from what I understand,
they're basically playing with 4 people, which, like, I feel like if it was any other team, that would be a death sentence. But they have as I've said multiple times on this podcast, the best player of all time and arguably the best solo laner of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, and Final K last week played very well, despite there was one game. Okay, wait. So the game the Leviathans won, right? The one set or the one match they won. Final K had 1 death. He stepped up to gold. For some reason, all 5 of the Warriors were on gold. Final K went by himself like 35 minutes into the game. Steps up to it, tries to throw a boulder to steal gold for some reason. And throws the boulder, and all of them just jump. Do they have a Horus? No, Leviathans had that. He got Merkelted. And started spinning in circles,
Yeah, as you do when you get Merkelted.
And the rest of the team, right. The whole team dove on him and picked him up, and they ran it down, and they almost won, but someone held the base. That man. So Zap was able to stop him, but Final K almost threw it. But that was like the only really bad play I saw from him.
Right. Final K is the solo laner I try and beat as a solo laner. Like he plays a lot of Kukulkan as well, so it works really well. Like when I'm playing Kukulkan, I'm trying to be Final K in that game where he basically ended Benji's prime by himself.
Final K has his second most played god is Kukulkan.
Exactly. Like I take inspiration, especially when I'm playing Kukulkan, from Final K. That's how I try and play. He just bruises, and like when I'm playing, basically what I'm trying to say there is I try to play a really consistent, solid game. Yeah. Like I feel like you can attest to this. When I'm playing Kukulkan, I don't make a lot of major fuck ups.
No. I mean, yeah,
So
just the
in
normal.
general, I feel like I definitely make huge fuck ups in other roles. Jungle,
That's
I'm
my
a
favorite.
fuck up machine.
That's my favorite type of solo play, though. Is I mean, Final Kiss top three gods are King Arthur, Cuchulainn, and Cthulhu. It's like the bruiser, get in
Right.
there, be tanky, mess with people
Yeah.
type thing, and he's really good at it too.
Yeah. No. Well,
So
I will say what makes being that type of solo really easy is having a jungler like you, and also I haven't seen a ton of adapting, but probably like adapting, where it's just like if I'm going in there and doing my job like that, they're just being solid and like fucking things up. You're gonna
yeah,
capitalize off that so easily.
yeah, it's nice having the double dive with that.
Yeah.
It's man, I love diving with you.
I love diving with
It
you.
just works out, man.
That time I up down Ravana ult, die, and then just see Lancelot come flying through my death camera. I don't have that on video. I will never forget it.
I have it. I'll have
Right,
I think
we have
Amy
it
has
from
a save
Amy's
on
perspective,
PlayStation.
but like it is permanently
Why
like
why don't
etched
we
into
ever
my
save
brain
that
from my
stuff?
perspective.
Why don't we ever save that stuff? Every time something cool like that happens, we just forget to save it because we're
I
so
don't
happy.
have very many clips at all. You have a
Yeah,
lot more clips saved than I do.
yeah, but right now I think I'm at 11 pentas, and I have one saved. Like
Yeah.
I just forget. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. I think I
Um,
also have one saved. It was the Nemesis Gilded Arrow one.
okay, I did try to save that one when
Yeah,
I
it just
wrote.
didn't work for some
It
reason.
just didn't let me. Okay, so at the end of this, Leviathans Gladiators.
Yeah, we kind of went on a tangent there.
Right.
If Gladiators are gonna get a win, it's got to be now. But do I think they're gonna get a win? Fuck it, 2-1 Glads.
Oh, okay. I thought you just 2-0'd Glads. Okay.
2-1 Glads. Fuck it, YOLO. We're having fun with
Okay.
this. It's a fun podcast. I don't have to be super serious.
Exactly.
I can pick the Glads to win.
You can. And I would say you're wrong.
Fair enough.
I'm
Are
just
you
gonna come out
2-0
and
Are you 2-0 or 2-1?
I'm 2-0 in Leviathans.
Okay.
I mean, they're too good, man. I don't see them dropping it unless they can like. I guess so.
I feel like
Here's
it's
my.
an even match because the Leviathans are like 4.5 people, and I feel like the Gladiators have two people who are like 3/4 of a player, so they're also like 4.5 people.
Wait a second. Talking about Stewart?
Hmm? Oh
Are you
my,
talking
fuck off!
about? No, okay, I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. Um,
It wasn't even 3/4; it was 3/5. Is the
I know.
racist
I just didn't
thing.
want to say that. I didn't want to say. Yeah. So sorry, bad joke, but no, I
That
agree.
was a pretty good joke. It was just racist.
Right, which makes it a bad one.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, I agree. Gladiators with everyone in studio feels like they have 4 people, so kind of evens out, maybe. I don't know. I think it depends on Leviathan's duo lane. If they're
Right.
going to show up and play consistent and not get rolled over by
Right. I think the
Spirit
Gladiators
Inbound,
duo lane is better.
yeah, I think they played better last week for sure.
I like Stewart over Zapman.
And that's fair.
And I feel like
I
Wrong You and Inbound are a lot closer than people are going to give him credit for. Wrong You does
there were
not look like the same Wrong You that won a championship.
right. I mean, and you're giving me crap for calling people on their saying how good they are after the first week. I mean, throughout all of last year, Rongu was a top 3 support. I mean, consistently, there are times where he was number 1, you know, but I mean, consistently a top 3. And so I think he played like a probably bottom 3 this weekend. You know, definitely not great,
Yeah.
but like you said, 1 week. So
Well, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of Rongyu, to be honest. Look, there's a
Well, no,
reason I picked Awesome Jake over both him and Aurora in our fantasy draft.
that's true, and
And
that's
it wasn't
crazy.
just
And
because I like Awesome Jake.
it worked. You knew something we didn't. I feel like.
It just felt right. Warriors just felt right to me.
Man, he had the second most points in the whole league. Also crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, he was
is
always
good.
more of a fantasy point generator than Rongyu and Aurora.
Right.
But in terms of like actual play,
Weren't seeing that, and
yeah.
that was
Not
last
as
year when
obviously, anyways. I
probably
mean, I feel like
wasn't
he's always
his
been
fault.
good. He just makes stupid mistakes.
Well, I think it was more. Now looking back on it, I think it was more just team play style differences.
Probably both
Their team,
played a lot different than the Warriors do now.
right? And yeah, now that each, like I said, Barracuda and Jake are getting to play their own ways. They're both playing a lot better. That's my take. All right.
Also, we know Pagon yells at Awesome Jake to not go like steal the enemy's yellow buff for no reason. So
That's what. Oh, I saw a clip. They're like, so who's the shot caller for the Warriors? Because all these people have been on teams that had their own, and so now they come together. And it said Pagon makes all of the calls, and I read they did like an interview with Pagon. He said that he would try to make calls on the Dragons sometimes, but then of course he's getting overshadowed by Panda Cat, PBM, Scream.
Right.
Fine, okay. I mean, all these people who've been on the team for the longest and who are, who I'm at that time. If you're saying, are you going to let your rookie make your
Right.
calls?
Like it's one of those
Or-
things where it's like, from his perspective, that does kind of suck, but like I can't blame him at all. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like just
And
because
so
you
now,
push the buttons good don't mean you know what you're talking about, kid.
right?
But
And,
also,
and
I'm
there's
sure.
times you can tell. There's
Go
times you can
ahead.
tell where the Warriors do make bad plays.
Right.
But they can. They're so good that it just doesn't matter.
Right. I'm sure also him being on that team with all those like super experienced great players probably helped him a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure that would. I mean, you could learn so much from just a year with those guys.
Right.
Um,
Bro, give me like 5 minutes in a room with them and I could make it plat. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, you can make it to flat in general.
yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm
Right.
not there
No.
yet, so.
Um. Yeah, what was it? You're working with some of the best people of all time in each individual role beside your own. You had
Right.
Sam and then Scream. Both people have won Worlds before Worlds MVP. Panda Cat has won Worlds. I think he's the best ADC probably. I'm taking him. All time. I mean, you could say Zapman, but like if you want a performer,
Right. It's one of those things
one of
where it's like, do you want the button pushing or do you want the intangibles?
right. Yeah, you never know when Zapman's gonna do something.
Right.
But Panda Cat, you can expect
You,
something
you
to
don't
be
know when Zapman's gonna do something or when he's gonna hold his controller upside down.
exactly. He puts that's what I'm looking forward to with these POV streams is
I
when
forgot they use
that man
keyboard. He can't
starts
hold his controller upside down because he uses
when
a
he starts
keyboard.
using his feet, man. You can see his feet in frame when he starts pressing W with those things. Yeah, PBM as well. Probably best support of all time. Trying to think. Yeah. I mean, genetics. If he plays like he did at
Yeah,
Worlds
if
this
Jax
past
keeps
year,
it up, it's gonna be him eventually.
and
But
I
PBM
think he
has the
had
longer
this
resume.
right. The single best like show out performance was from genetics, but oh yeah, all time PBM. Um, fine, okay. I was top probably 3 solo of all time. Arguably number 1. Oh, yeah, that's just really
Right.
good. Anyway, where were we going with that?
I don't remember.
I
We're
don't
talking
even
about
remember
Pagon.
either because we're on Gladiators and Leviathans as well. So,
No, we finished them, didn't we?
huh?
we finished them, didn't we? We got down to
Yeah,
Pagon
but
somehow.
I think we went from Jake to
We did.
we got there somehow. Okay,
Tangent, the
reel it back in.
podcast.
The podcast. That's what it's about. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
King sounds.
This is an interesting one. I wonder who I could possibly pick here. Hmm. I'm gonna go for 27-24 Packers.
Packers. They
Yep,
don't have
I'm
Aaron
picking the
Rodgers anymore.
Packers. I'm picking 2-0 Kings, man. Come on.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page here. We can fly.
I may have lost my mind. Maybe trying to, like Giga Brain stuff after I picked the Warriors to be good. I haven't lost my mind that much.
Okay, good. Hounds Gladiators. This is gonna be a matchup. Brawl
It
down
is
there.
going to be a matchup. I mean, Hounds are just definitely the better team.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned this on the podcast, but we've talked about it individually. Vapor's Coast picture on the website, his hair looks photoshopped on. Like,
Okay, wait. I gotta see this. I remember you saying that the other day. What team is he on?
he's on.
Yeah. So, it does not look real.
Yeah, it does not look real.
The only thing, if he didn't have the couple bangs on his forehead like that, and I would tell you that is 100% photoshopped on.
Yeah.
It's like it could be, maybe it's a wig.
It
I
doesn't
don't
help
know.
that, like, they fucked up the cropping of the green screen behind him, like, so
Yeah,
bad with his
he
hair.
has a green aura around him.
Yeah. I think that's most of what makes it look fake and not the actual hairstyle. But the hairstyle
Yeah.
does not help.
I'm trying to find someone else with like shaggy hair you can see that way. See, even in L Chuckles, you can see his hair is kind of spread out, but it's not green. Like,
Yeah, you can see, like, a little bit of green, but, like, it's so minor in comparison, you know?
let me see Big Man Tings. Yeah, even like if you go look at Big Man Tings' hair, it's cropped normal.
Yeah, they did Coast fucking dirty.
Huh. That's crazy.
Anyways, I'm going.
What are we doing here?
You know what? Gladiators will get a game. I'll go 2-1 Hounds.
2-1 Hounds.
Yep, 2-1.
I don't know where I want to go with this. I would like to say I would like to say that the Gladiators pick up a game, a set win here. I think I'm going to take Gladiators 2-1. That'll be my
We
wild
both
card
have the
week.
Gladiators winning a set this week, but we got different sets.
That's wild. So, which, hopefully, I hope that every team can get a handful of wins. And so, whenever the number 8 goes against the number 1, you're like, there's a chance that the number 8 is going to win this.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Exactly. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no. That'll be fine. I won't get to watch the... I guess we got to do Warriors Dragons first. We'll get there.
2-0 Warriors.
2-0 Warriors.
Yeah. The Warriors are in this weird position where it's like they're more talented and like overall their team is like better than the 5 teams below them, And I don't necessarily think they're better than the Kings and the Dragons, but they match up better against them for some reason, it feels like. You know what I mean? So, like, they're better than everybody below them, and they match up super well against everybody above them, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely don't count them out for being number one seed throughout the season. You know,
Right.
I I think they have a potential. I think they have potential to win out.
I do too. The only team I had taken a game off them was Leviathans, and I was assuming Shino was going to be there. I still think they could.
Right.
They got a game
Yeah,
off
I
of
mean,
him without him,
well,
so when he's
that
there,
we have a month until they play again, and so they have time to get back, get
right?
accommodated with LAN, and then win. You know, so that could definitely happen. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. Though. I'm gonna go 2-1 or 2-0 Warriors.
Alrighty.
I don't have a lot of 2-1s in here.
Yeah, 2-1s are weird, right? Because it's like you're predicting them to be better than the other team, but only 2 out of 3 times. You know,
Right.
2-1s are hard to predict.
That yeah, for sure. Okay. And this so sad. Not gonna be able to watch this one. Ferryman Ravens. These are both teams you hate, so this is gonna be hard for you.
I don't hate these teams. I don't think the Ravens are that good, and I don't think the Ferrymen care.
Fair. Seaman. Seaman.
Let's just look at the matchups real quick. So, Ravens win solo. They win jungle. They probably lose mid. Paul's a beast, as good as Vanity was last week.
Yeah, I think in any 1v1 matchup like that, you gotta give it to Paul.
Yeah, Harriman. Yeah,
You know,
support.
Paul's like the top ranked duel player in the world.
I believe it. He's a beast.
But like that's just something I didn't like. Why? You know?
Why
I don't know.
not?
I just didn't expect that. You're right. Remember, I
So
think wasn't
basically, I mean, I'm down to the last one. I've got it. I've got 2 for 2. It's down to carry. 2-1 Ravens.
Cyclonator.
I am. I mean, also, I
Okay.
feel like the gap between Scream and Sino is huge as well.
Yeah.
That was
No,
also part of the decision.
it's jungle chasm.
Yeah.
I'm going 2 on Ravens as well. I I think you have to look at every jungle matchup for the Ferryman is going to be a loss. You know, he was getting some early pressure. You know, you have Nike and Surtur. He played 2 games Nike, 2 games Surtur. You get some good early pressure, but then people build erosion into. Let me see the games that had erosion into the Nike. Time.
It's kind of crazy, right? The Sino had like 2 good sets, but they happened to be in the World Championships, so it got him a spot on a pro league roster.
Yeah, I mean he's won worlds before.
That's fucking. I didn't know that, and that was wild.
Yeah, he won season 5. Season 5,
Yeah, so
I think he
season
won.
4 and 5. Looking at his stats, he looks like an acceptable jungle that like you could win worlds with him. You know, kind of like what we've been saying about variety. Like season 4 and 5, looking at his stats, he looks like a jungle who you could win worlds with, but he's not going to win you worlds. Everything after that, I'm looking at fucking shit in a toilet.
Yeah, I think he
Like he's been
fell off
so
hard.
bad since season 5.
And in season, what we decided season 5 or 6 they won. Yeah, it was season 5 because 6 is when PBM won, and then 7 Paul, 8. No, then it was season 4 maybe. I don't remember. One of them.
I'm looking at I'm sure this isn't perfectly accurate because I know he did play a little bit with the Titans before Worlds, I think.
Yeah.
But it says with the Wardens. So in the SCC, he only went 217 and 211.
Yeah.
Just fucking. How is he on an SPL roster? Because of two sets. He's on an SPL roster because of two sets.
Yeah,
Two
in,
really
in
good
season
sets, though.
season 5, he's when he won.
Yeah. Splice won in season 5, or he was on Splice in season 5.
Oh, okay. It was Venenu and Mike and Scream won season 4. And then Splice won season 5, and then SK, which would have been like Paul, Zapman, Sam won 6. They switched it up, and it would have been like Paul, Zapman, and someone else.
I mean,
Who's
their
their jungle?
team's of
Who's their
5, and you're only
freshman?
aiming 3 people, so.
Right. I mean, that was like their main. Scary D
Right.
was on both those teams, I think. Then season 8 would have been Leviathan. Season 9 was Kings. Look at this. This is tough. Team Rival got runner up 3 years in a row, man.
That was.
And then Team Rival switched to Ghost Gaming and then got runner up again. Oh yeah, Sino was the MVP as well. Is what this is telling me.
That's wild.
For some reason, I thought that.
Whatever he had, I think he's lost it.
Yeah. But that was, I remember he was running a lot of Erlang then, Warrior, who used to be good. But it's not anymore. RIP.
Right.
Never will be again.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I think they're getting Jungle Chasm every game. And it's up to everyone else to bring it back. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I think Cyclone is a top EDC. I think he's somewhere in the middle. And so it depends on what weekend that duo lane has. Baskin's always pretty consistent. I think him and Paul did very well both sets. Obviously, I'm not even gonna look at the Gladiators.
I'm gonna be honest. After how Barracuda performed last week, I might have Cyclone spin at 8.
At 8? You gotta be smoking crack for saying that, man.
Okay, who's above, or who is he above?
Okay, so if you're basing this off of last week, Coast.
Okay, well, in part last week. I've never been a big Cyclone Spin fan.
Zapman.
That one is fair. that was the only one I was considering putting below him.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am well aware I fumbled with the Cyclone pick, and I'm trying to make light of it. I'm trying to make it the best I can. And genuinely, if he is not on my team, I'm putting him somewhere in the middle. I still think he's somewhere in the middle. It hurts me. Yeah, he didn't play the greatest. He played good against the Gladiators team, played bad against the Kings team. So maybe they played against realistically what we both had, or I guess the top team and then the bottom team. So maybe somewhere in the middle he evens it out, finds a plateau, I guess. Hopefully, when playing against these middle of the pack teams, but we shall see.
I do just want to remind you that in the 10 games he played in Phase 3,
I know.
last year he went 16, 26, and 58.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
No, I was looking at this, and against Game 2 against the Kings, he dropped the old 0-4 bomb. Ends with that one. But
he did do pretty well in Phase 2 of last year. 79, 47.
He has his hot streaks, I think.
Yeah.
So hopefully he just puts up. I'm just hoping he puts up enough points to not to keep me floating,
31, 22, and 66 in Phase 1. That's not great. It's okay. It's not great.
That's not. It's all right. Compared to like what Panda Cat was putting up like 90 kills in phase. Some of the phases. Maybe not phase 1, but you know, if they switch the map around and put duo lane on the right, I'd consider just ganking right lane a little more.